It's OFFRIP. Danny at Dan is not available.
Kamari Beats.
D.Me at D.Me Season.
Alright, in this episode, we're gonna be discussing Good Kid, M.A.A.d City and do a little album conversation, some album talk. So, what we're gonna get into first about it?
Well, I would say the first thing we talk about is just like its production. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Just the creativity behind it, like the feel. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Good Kid has a very just kind of gritty and atmospheric kind of tone to it, and everything is very like it's got rough, loud sounds and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like
let's
very
talk
spacey.
Let's talk real quick why we chose Good Kid for like our first like Kendrick album for like an album breakdown. Like, do you think we had like any specific like motive for it?
I mean, I would say like for me personally, it's a classic, but you know what I'm saying? If anything, it's just very influential. I think it's like a really good storytelling album as well. And like in terms of lyricism, it's also like just a very high quality lyrical album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, because I only asked because I feel like in my head, I thought this was a good idea to do this rather than like To Pimp or like the new album or something like that. Just because I feel like it's his first. Because we had like Section 80?
yeah.
We had Section 80 and stuff. But I feel like this is the first like project that Kendrick Lamar put out where people were like, oh shit, this boy's getting like poetic with the raps. Like it's got like a message. Like these songs got like layers to them.
I mean,
type shit.
don't
You know
act
what I
like
mean?
Section 80
I was
ain't
about
got
to
it.
say,
Section 80 underrated, bro.
It's just exposure. That's
Yeah.
all it was. It's first major label.
But
debut.
Section 80 wasn't like a full.
Section 80.
That was an album.
No, Section 80 came out. It sold like 5,000, but over a while it just accumulated.
But I mean, there wasn't like no overlying like message like it was with Good Kid, was it?
No, there was. Like,
There definitely was,
a
bro.
lot
There
of it.
definitely was.
I would say overlying trauma. Like,
Yeah, I
you
was
know
about
what I'm
to
saying?
say,
Like,
dog, that album is dark as fuck. You don't
Yeah.
just play that shit, nigga.
I don't know. Personally, I didn't even do my research on Section 80 like that. I started
No, I love that album.
Yeah,
But you don't
fire.
play that shit, though.
It's fire.
Yeah.
Like, you can, but you probably a sad nigga, no cap.
Yeah.
No cap.
You crying. And if you're female, even worse. It's even worse.
But yeah, I feel like my journey with Kendrick honestly started with Good Kid, M.A.A.d City, because that shit was just like an actual movie to me. Like when I started it. What about you, Isaac? How do you?
So, I mean, pretty much from all the same things. When I'll just go back to the production thing. I think one of my favorite things in production is, I guess I'll bring up two things. Is like the percussion, because also just doing my research on it, mixed by Ali, the engineer that does majority of Kendrick shit.
Mm.
When he mixes his shit, he prefers to put the percussion in the front. So like when you listen to tracks like Backseat Freestyle and like Money Trees, like you hear the claps and the whatever he choose. Like there was one snares. I forgot. There's I forgot. I think it's Backseat Freestyle. He actually samples a break, and it has like some loud ass like chandelier in it. Samples that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, but another thing I really like about the album, and I feel like low key actually like kind of put me on, because I've noticed, and I feel like obviously you make music with me all the time. You know, always how I've always been obsessed with fucking with vocals and shit like that.
Yeah.
I low key think it's because the album's like Good Kid, low key, bro. Because listen to that entire album, bro. He's just using his vocals in the weirdest entire
Yeah, there's
ways.
like 3 different Kendricks.
So
on
you
that.
know, Real with Analyze,
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to be Lady Gaga, but he never got the vocals in. So he sung it himself and then got Analyze to cover it.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
So like
That's
stuff
actually
like
dope.
that, and then
Because I heard about the Lady Gaga thing, but I didn't
Yeah.
know he was singing it.
yeah, and then but like stuff like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe and stuff like that, where he just has niggas talking in the back or like shouting in the back. I love that type of stuff.
I think I just really love even just the use of vocals, but in an actual kind of like songwriting way where he has all these interludes, or at the end of a song, you know, he has these kind of skits, and they also build the story and tell like a different perspective. And I feel like there's things to even just kind of learn from some of those skits. Like I want to say it's on Sing About Me, and like at the end it's like some like lady kind of talking to these two dudes that I can't remember everything vividly, but they basically.
I can't wait to talk about that shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The skits are so important on this album.
They
I
not
feel
in the
like.
right mind though, and so it's like she just trying to tell them like a prayer, and they gotta, you know, she's forcing them to say it
and
so
they
can get
recite
in
it
the
back
right
to her.
mind.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff like that. Even I'm not like the biggest religious person in that sense, but like I just think that kind of stuff is powerful, and I love seeing that kind of stuff. So it's dope.
Yeah, a lot of those skits were like what painted that picture for that album. I feel like even just right off the jump with right before "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe," you know what I mean? Like the parents going back and forth. There was like a grandparents. Like that conversation is so. Like, he didn't have to add all that extra shit of, like, this is a voice message. Like, don't try to talk to him or whatever. It's like, no, I'm trying to hear that shit back and forth. Like, that arguing, like, old people back. Like, it's like, that is all so intentional. I feel it created such a, like, that sort of, like, conflict within that boy's head throughout, like, the whole album. You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's sort of, like, a, like, foreshadowing throughout the whole thing.
And then one more thing about the production, bro, the bass. The bass.
Yeah.
All the songs, whether it's a bass line, whether it's 808s. Bro, that bass is just
it's so
amazing,
crazy.
bro.
It has so much character.
That has bass
so
guitars that are just like the most beautiful bass lines, bro. I swear.
Bro.
Or even just like the gritty basses, like oh man, I forget what song it is, but like he talks about it's like something prognosis, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I forget the song, but it's like the bass on that alone is like you just feel like such a gritty ass nigga just listening to it. Like you want to roll through the street immediately.
Okay, so I feel like most samples. I'll talk about samples real quick. So what I noticed with Kendrick, like of course he has hella samples in his shit, but of course that nigga references a lot of shit from like of just old LA shit or just like Backseat Freestyle. I'm in the man in these streets. That's a Jersey. That's a Jeezy bar.
Yeah.
Like like what's it called? Bro, what's it called? Motherfucking, where is it?
He samples himself on that album too, bro.
Ronald Reagan
era
yeah,
literally gets sampled, bro. Like I thought that was crazy.
Oh, he sampled, or not sampled, but he referenced Big Boy, like the Big Boy verse where he's like, "Ballin' with my homies."
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
an E40 song right there.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah,
so on some LA shit right there.
Really quick.
Oh yeah.
No, really quick. I just wanted to say like how underrated the interludes actually are, like the interludes and skits and all that kind of stuff. Just because
1,000%.
in an album's kind of sense, like it adds so much personality and character. Like no one can kind of take that from you. Like they won't be able to copy that. You know what I'm saying?
Even like the shit that they were saying, deadass sounds like they were there as he was a teenager recording conversation. Because there's even I remember there's one skit where they say some shit like, "Oh, we gotta drop K-Dot off at his mom's minivan or some shit like that," like the album cover, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the dead ass the minivan in front of the house that they're talking. Like it's like so specific to him and his story that, like you said, like you can't take that. Added such a like a Kendrick feel to that whole album.
So "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" when he talks about his grandpa with the 40. You know the album cover, the nigga on the right, that's his grandpa with the 40.
Like nigga talking
That's
about
crazy.
real shit.
Yeah,
no, that album. So, like, I think from there we should transition to the message/impact. But basically, like, the whole point of the album, of course, is Kendrick's life. It's just, like, literally, that's literally what it's supposed to be. But my favorite thing about this is that he was inspired by Tarantino, Pulp Fiction. So, basically, all the tracks, of course, it is his life, but they're actually out of order.
Okay.
So, that's literally...
So it's just like a jumble... Just
yeah, so I've actually been...
his memories.
I'm not even gonna lie. I got to my third listen.
Pretty close to.
I'm actually, after this, I'm not even gonna lie, I'll probably put it in the description or some shit, but I have a vague guess of what the actual order is supposed to be. Like,
oh, you're saying like he made the album in an order? And
yeah,
because
there's events, for example, I'm just gonna bring up certain events in the album. He gets set up by Shireen, right? But that has to happen after he is with his homies, because he was with his homies. He smokes the lace blunt. Then his homies is like, all right, we gonna drop him off.
Yeah, he goes home with Shireen.
He takes the car, goes to Shireen. Of course, Shireen sets him up, and then the whole skits with his family is calling him while he's getting set up by Shireen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
so I have
like,
a vague idea what
fucking...
the actual story is supposed to be and shit that. So pretty much when this album came out at the time, it did 242,000 first week sales. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. And actually, the craziest fact, I think it still is charting to this day. I actually didn't check, but it's actually spent 500 weeks on the Billboard 200.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
500 weeks, bro. That shit was crazy.
I'm pretty sure it's still charting now. I'm like pretty sure.
Yeah, probably at least like a song or two. Gotta be. So.
And even aside from numbers, just the impact, like the way that album sounds. Like you listen to it now, and you could probably name like a few different other albums and artists that are like, oh, this sounds like this
I also
sort of
feel
vibe.
like that helped like TDE in a sense.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
big.
1,000%.
That just
huge.
put like, you know what I'm saying? Just like really like what until 2020 until now you'll really say TDE is not as on par. So that shit pretty much like mark 10 years of just running shit.
Yeah.
Like in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Which is
No,
crazy.
and I just mean like you can name a few other artists and albums that have that sort of vibe that's like, oh, it's that kind of hip hop, but none of that existed before Kendrick. You know what I mean? Like none of that existed before that album. That's what made that album such a big deal.
You know he sampled Schoolboy Q on a song on there?
Yeah.
Like a beat? Or
Yeah.
Them niggas be like,
Like them niggas are real ass
teamwork
niggas,
makes the
not
dream
gonna
work.
lie, bro.
I mean, if you got Dre
that's
on the
why-
album,
that's
you
why
can
I
get
love TDE.
you can get most samples clear when you got fucking Dr. Dre working on your album.
That's
you
true,
know?
too.
Yeah, because you be having the craziest sample. There's this one sample actually really quick. We actually didn't talk about it. So, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, bro. That's a Danish electronic song, bro.
Danish and electronic.
Like, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. Like, the entire song, bro, they didn't change it at all, bro.
Is it like the song or did they take a part?
Like, they sampled this song, bro, and it literally sounds like pretty much the
It's
same.
like same tempo.
Like, they probably changed the speed and maybe changed the pitch, bro, but it's not like when they didn't flip it. It's like, oh.
The beat is just the
Like I heard that bitch and was like, oh, like I saved the Danish song because that shit was actually fire. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't even understand what them niggas were saying,
Yeah,
but that shit was fire.
that's crazy.
Cause bro, that shit threw me off. That shit literally threw me off. I was like, how do niggas really listen to that shit? Like I don't know, like.
No, yeah.
Like.
But I mean, so I would say one of the biggest things for me that just kind of makes the album great, and of course, like, you know, it's just so baked into like the story of it itself. It's just kind of the message behind it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Both with like Kendrick's story, but also even just kind of being in that environment of like being in the hood and like what it's like in that mental aspect and how it affects the people around you and all this different kind of stuff. So it's like, I think that's one of the biggest hitters for the album in a sense. You know,
Like trying to
aside
have
from the
morals,
production.
you know what I'm saying? Trying to have
Yeah.
morals there.
And it's some shit I feel like a lot of people can relate to, but just can't articulate the shit the way he can. You know what I mean? Like he just happened to have that fucking, I don't know, like be able to like articulate that, like all of those like contrasting feelings and like difficulties you're feeling on the inside and stuff, like just out into lyrics, and that's what I think got so many people to attract to that album. You know what I mean?
So what tracks you really think you like emulate, kind of like just that core theme, kind of the most?
I would probably say, damn,
The core theme.
Real is one of them.
Okay, yeah, real.
I was gonna say Sing About Me, but that's a bit more like personal, I feel.
I mean, you could. I put it on
you
there
can
'cause
apply it.
Yeah.
But
For me, I went swimming pools because the whole alcoholism,
Yeah.
alcoholism thing. The art of peer pressure, because
Mhm.
that's him really having moral conflict.
that's
right
what I was
there.
trying to think of. Yeah.
And then I actually went. This is kind of deluxe, but I think Black Boy Fly is actually like perfect. Cause like bro, like him basically seeing Aaron Aflalo and him talking about that all that shit. That's him trying to be a good kid, but knowing this nigga's not going to school, not doing the shit, but he sees this other nigga doing the shit he should be doing and all this shit. So I feel like Black Boy Fly is like really, really up there, despite it being a deluxe song.
Goated song.
Yeah, oh no,
So
yeah,
goated.
yeah,
And I think
for sure.
what is it, like Mary J. Blige? I think is on it. Or
No.
It's
Black Boy Fly. No, I think that's just him. No.
no. He has some female voice on it. I'm
Black
trying to
Boy
think of who it is.
Nah, Mary J. Blige is the song after Now or Never.
Yeah, Now or Never.
Yeah, Now or Never.
She snapped on that, but
They don't have a listed feature for Black Boy Fly. There's female vocals on that
no.
song.
If I check Genius or something, it might pop up.
I need to know who that is.
But honestly, I would say like swimming pools even more than. What'd you say? You said Are the Peer Pressure? That was like your second one. I would honestly say swimming pools first, just because I feel like as a song it represented that album the best. Where it's like listen to the lyric and it's like this deep like conflicting message type of thing. Listen to the beat and everything on the outside, it's like damn, this shit a banger. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's why I feel like the whole message of this album is with like Good Kid, Mad City. It's like there's gonna be like the turn up songs, the shit where you're not really thinking about all your like internal conflict, this and that. Then there's the songs you're sitting there and you're just like fuck. You know what I mean? Like that whole theme of the track list going so back and forth like that. I feel like it's just like that perfect reflection of, you know, the message of the album. And Swimming Pools is like a song that really easily represents that.
Oh, it's Anna Wise.
Oh, it's
Anna Wise.
It's
Yeah,
Anna
like,
Wise.
it's somebody I know. What you call it? What would y'all say is the most like creative song on the album?
Creative. Okay, so like either I kind of want to play it out loud right now because
I can bleep it out or something if you want.
I don't think we're gonna get away with it.
No, I'll probably go Mad City.
Mad City?
I'll probably go Mad City rather
Really?
than Good Kid, probably. Because I think it's the whole... I don't know. Once I learned why he got MC8 and all that shit for me, I feel like I like that track more. I think maybe that's why that shit hits for me. Because, like, obviously he's just talking to shit. Classic Kendrick, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Has a switch up. Has a beat switch up. Like, I already love that shit. And then... MC8 literally is just like I literally feel like nigga I'm fucking in Cali listening to fucking MC8 on that verse. So
yeah.
See, I say Good Kid only because of like just sonically that shit is
no.
So
There is a lot. There's a lot of things.
Weird.
Yeah, no,
and then he doing the stuff with his voice. It's like come on, bro. And then
yeah.
I felt like even just the atmospheric stuff on the back. There's like a layer that just kind of comes in and just like it's real slow, but it just accentuates everything else, and you're just like damn. This shit just sound like a space.
Shireen, I think Shireen, the first track.
Yo, yeah, Shireen.
I think that one's underrated, bro. Like, cause the way it comes in, bro.
Yeah.
They're literally like,
for real.
That shit is crazy.
Bro, that shit hits. And whatever that vocal is, I need that shit on loop. On loop.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Oh, that shit had me looking around, bro.
Scared.
Like,
scared looking around. That's funny.
I mean, I think that kind of goes into... It's a good transition to cohesion. Cause like as far as like this album being an experience, like what would you say about that? Like because
it's cinema, it's a movie, bro.
Yeah,
you're watching his life.
He even says it himself that like either he feels or he made it like to be a dark movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's
he literally called it cinema. That's
yeah.
why I said that shit. That's the exact word he used.
That's how I feel about that album. Like there's like a few albums where like I will visually see something like all the way through. I'm like, damn, this shit was a movie, and it's like Ready to Die, and this album for sure, where it's like.
And I also feel like in a sense like, cause like. In a sense, like, we have a movie for Runway and stuff like that, right? But, like, when I was watching the short film for Good Kid, it hit way different than Runway because it's, like, then again, like, because Good Kid is his life. So I hear him talking about these fucking stories and all that shit. And then I literally see a video of Baby Kendrick with his grandpa, and I see these niggas with the 40s he's talking about. I see these niggas on the block they're talking about.
Yeah.
That shit, like, I literally was watching that video, like, bro, I feel like I'm invading this nigga's privacy. I literally felt like I, like...
Yeah,
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Like, that shit is, like, actually super crazy. The one thing I would say in terms of, like... This is kind of, like, more of a... I guess, like, a fan thing. Because, like, you know how we got the damn thing? People are like, I think you can reverse it. And then we got the collector's edition.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish we got a collector's edition where he put this track in order. Because I'm generally gonna... like, the thing I said I'm gonna do earlier, I'm gonna try to put my own track list and put the story in order. But I want to know what Kendrick thinks, though. I don't want to like my own.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's like one of the greatest things, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's like trying to ask an author like what the
what you mean by
that
this?
stuff.
Yeah,
He does
that's
that
facts,
on purpose.
that's facts.
And I would even say like I'm not saying TDE do it on all their albums, but they kind of think in that way. They try to move that way where everything's all cryptic and I'm not gonna say nothing and all that shit. So it's like. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, think about the amount of people who probably try to do that same shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what adds, like, the beauty of it. Like, everyone trying to find their own, like, piece it together, like, the way they know how type
So,
shit.
how do you guys feel about the track list?
Like, what do you
like,
mean?
like how it's
did everything mesh well? Do you feel like there was a dark track, like, placed weird, or a happy track placed where it shouldn't be, or?
I would say, like, for the most part, if not all the way, like, it was pretty cohesive. Like, I wouldn't really say there was any kind of out of place songs. Like, I guess you can maybe say like Poetic Justice to Good Kid, but that's me just kind of giving an
I was
answer.
about to say it's the song Poetic Justice itself, because I feel like it was weird because literally, because like we have another section we're gonna go over, because I was kind of just thinking about the song. The song is not terrible. I feel like it's just generally like it fits, but it don't.
It just kind of felt like you had to put the Drake feature.
I think it
That's
might
what
be
it
the
felt
Drake
like,
feature.
bruh.
Because I would
Because
say
it's like
sonically,
a chick song, maybe that's why it's kind of a chick song.
but
or
sonically
like,
it kind of fits with the like.
that's what I'm saying, because
think
it
of
has
even
the
the
Janet
beginning,
Jackson
the vibe,
sample.
you know
what I'm
It has.
saying,
I'm
and
not
all that.
like. I'm not trying to like. I don't even know, bro. I was trying to put my finger on it though.
No,
it's
yeah.
just like every time because literally every time I look at this track list, you just be like, okay. And Poetic Justice, like, I'm not gonna front. I knew every lyric to this shit, so I'm not trying
was
to
a
front on
banger.
it. But it's just like, damn, it just be looking weird to me. And then I also love how Backstreet freestyle, because I actually like, just doing research for this, because the company man from
The
I
hip-hop
actually
DS,
find it.
right?
I found his personal shit. Like
His
own
personal
channel.
YouTube. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fire.
I ain't gonna lie. I was happy but mad as fuck because I seen all the YouTube shit he had and I was like, bro, I thought this nigga disappeared. This nigga's been
Because
uploading
Hip Hop
for
DX
years.
stopped doing the fucking breakdown
Bro.
shits. Yeah.
But so basically, I watched his old ass breakdown of it, and basically he was talking about how he loved the album, but how like a track like Backseat Freestyle like actually scared him because he's like, bro, you talking all this like good shit, boom, 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 and then you immediately like third track in just start going to like, all right, power, money, sex, drugs, but the whole point of it is he's taking a back seat looking at his younger self.
Right.
So, but like, I like how he intentionally does that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
like my favorite thing.
that's like
That's
what
real creative shit.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
literally.
Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier, like, that's what the whole vibe of that album is, the good kid, mad city. Like, you're gonna get the mad shit, you're gonna get, like, the crazy money, bitches, power shit, just because, like, that's how he grew up, just with that conflict of, alright, I'm, like, conscious on one end, but when you're fucking 15 years old, bro, you're not always gonna be the most conscious, like, listen, brothers, like, we must, bro, that's not gonna work.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this is out of pocket, but I actually do feel like this kind of correlates. Because, like in Mr. Morale, he obviously brings up his sexual addiction, right? Mm-hmm. The way he's talking about, like, Shireen in the first track,
yeah,
I actually did get to the point where I was like, dude, you're way too, the way he's, it's genuine lust, though.
Yeah,
like, and I generally get him trying to, like not even trying
like,
to
it's like an
you
issue.
have lust.
Glorify it.
You
Yeah.
have
Not
lust
trying to-
on damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You listen to old Kendrick, that nigga talks about sex and his dick a lot, and it sounds like a joke, but it's real
like
shit.
as a
It's real
genuine,
shit.
yeah.
And like he actually like, I even remember like just stylistically, I'm like, damn, okay, but like it was just Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, it's just that grimy shit or whatever, but. Yeah, like the whole sexual addiction thing. I'm like, oh damn.
It's like it starts,
this is deep. You know
it
what
starts
I'm
to make more sense for sure.
But I would say, because we were talking about like the least cohesive song, even though it don't really kind of exist, Collect Calls on the Deluxe.
Yeah.
That one do kind of throw me off for like, I like the song, but it do kind of throw me off a little bit. But even sonically, it do kind of match because it's still like, the little atmospheric, bassy. It sounds like you alone in your room, looking out the window or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, but it's a little weird.
So what do you guys feel about the features?
The features,
I think
all of them were.
all of them made
good.
sense except for Drake to me, bro.
I wouldn't even. I mean,
like, it's like, no, I'm not saying.
Drake
Listen.
made
It's
it
not a
the
bad
hit, though.
feature. It's not a bad feature, but I'm saying all of these feel like, okay, some real LA shit. There's some real. I'm just trying to set the vibe for some Cali shit, and there's Drake.
I'd
Because
probably
I'm thinking about it, because it's like, think about it, it's 2012. Like, what? Take Care probably came out at that time? Or maybe, no. Is that 2011? Or am I tripping? Oh, no, because isn't that Thank Me Later? Damn. No, Thank Me Later is 2010, I think.
No, Thank Me Later, that's like 2011, no?
Thank Me Later might be 2011. Let's just actually look. That would make sense.
While he looks at that, I would say maybe the Jay-Z verse, but I hope I don't get no Jay-Z flag for that.
Oh,
Okay,
I
so
forgot
it's
not
about the
even bad.
Jay-Z song.
I was actually did write something about that verse. The problem with it is it's a good verse. it's normal, but it's like it's a classic song that I'm
Yeah.
gonna play the classic song.
Exactly. No, I was
Exactly.
about to say
I'm
something
not
like
gonna
that.
play
Every single
Jay-Z.
time I
That's what made it so random. Is straight
Yeah.
up just the bitch don't kill my vibe, and then Jay-Z raps at some point. Like they didn't really remix the song any crazy way where I'd want to pick
Take
that
Care
over.
was 2011. Take Care was 2011 because
could've sworn.
Think was 2010. So I
Oh,
guess it
Thank
kind
Me
of makes
Later
sense.
was 2010.
Yeah.
Damn.
So no, that's what I'm saying. Because Drake was a little out for a little bit, bro. So motherfucking, I guess I kind of guess you make a fucking chick song and you immediately I can imagine them niggas. They flip Janet Jackson, and then I imagine this nigga's like, damn, we're making a chick song. And then he actually brought up like how they made up the song. They're basically, I think they were both on tour or some shit, and they basically just happened to make a couple songs that night, and that song came out of it type shit. So I feel like they were like,
shit, okay.
So then I feel like basically when that the album's coming out, they're just like, all right, yeah.
That's what
we
makes
gonna get
it.
some bands up.
That's
We
what
gonna get
makes
some
it
bands.
better
chick
though.
song out.
Like it feels a lot more natural through that though. Like it wasn't just like they were sitting around like, fuck, we need a Drake feature.
Oh,
you know what I
no,
mean?
no,
Like
it
they
wasn't
weren't
like
like
that.
yeah,
No, it wasn't like that.
like they were. It was just like a natural. They were working together.
And
type
I also
shit.
brought this up random because
like this.
I
This
just
whole
hope somebody's not
his whole-
sweating like that. Like, damn, I need a Drake.
yeah, like they're all sitting around the CEO table like,
Oh god.
we need a Drake feature.
And then I also brought up this because like I'm just weird. So it's like 5 out of 12 on the normal album, so it's like 42%, and then it's like 8 out of 18 tracks on the deluxe. So this nigga had basically like 45% max of features on his album. This nigga inspired J. Cole. No, I'm just playing.
No, just J. Cole fans are like, no.
It's like 45. I
Alright,
could do
bro.
better than.
And then I already talked about MC8's verse, but love that verse. And then I'm gonna talk about Now or Never because Mary J. Blige fucking destroyed that hook because that is one of the most catchy hooks ever.
So much soul is in
Bro,
that song,
but I remember a point. I think it was in 2K or some shit, but I was hearing that verse
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Like, I was hearing that shit every day, and I wasn't mad. Like I actually was not mad about it.
I remember playing 2K and hearing that song. Bro. That song was
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it was. I feel like that's an important ass feature to have too. I know it was a bonus track, but just for this, like, cause I mean, like we said, like Section 80, like it was this whole thing, but this one had more of the what's the word you use? Had just more exposure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the Good
yeah,
Kid had
yeah,
more
yeah.
exposure. I feel like this was Kendrick's like stepping out to the fucking hip hop world. Like, listen, I'm a part of this shit. So he got all these crazy features, like fucking Dre. He's got Dre on 2 songs, plus Mary J. Blige was like him stepping on shit. Like, listen, like I can do the hip hop shit the way the Hold Heads did it, and I'm gonna still carry
My
your shit
favorite
now.
thing about the deluxe too is that he didn't want to do it because like when he did it, he was like the 12 tracks. That's my life. You know what I'm saying? Basically, was like that's my life. Boom, boom. But of course, after that shit blowing up, you know what I'm saying?
You kind of have to.
Nigga, you gotta make a deluxe, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to. But so I think pretty much. I think the main thing we gotta just talk about is just kind of just the lyrics, bro. Just like
I would say the lyrics, and also, I mean, I don't think any of us are gonna say that like the songs overstay their welcome. You know what I'm saying?
All
Like,
these are
the
still
length.
classic songs.
oh
You know what
no,
I'm saying?
no,
Like all of them are pretty like a good length.
Yeah, good length, and
If
they all
they're-
like have like playable. Like nothing has been overplayed. I feel like
Yeah, and if they're
for
long,
the most part.
if they're long, it's for a reason.
There's a reason why that bitch has been charting for that long.
Yeah.
Kind of for you know what I'm saying.
And yeah, and if they're long, it's like it's not a song you're gonna put on in like a party to begin with. You know what I mean? The longer tracks are usually the like, all right, I'm gonna sit and listen and think type shit. Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna say that Kendrick had bad lyricism on the album. Like, what song you gonna say he had bad lyricism?
No. You know, one thing I did notice about his lyrics, like on a lot of times on the project, just in general, just for certain things, I noticed that like he kind of repeated himself a lot, and you know normal songs do that, but I feel like he was trying to actually for certain things, like I feel like he actually didn't need to repeat. So like kind of go into the whole like because certain songs he was kind of struggling. I wonder if that was him trying to like add in a certain thing of like of him trying to subtly convince himself. Like
In real time or on the album, you're saying?
like kind of in the album, just trying to convey that, maybe like kind of convey that uncertainty. Because certain tracks, I just be like, damn, why does nigga always repeating himself?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
kinda
no, because I think
that's what you do when you
I
wanna
think I
hype
literally
yourself up
know
and
like the
shit.
song you're talking about. Because
Yeah,
I
you know
remember
what I'm
hearing
saying?
a song when I was doing another listen today, where I was like, Damn, he kind of just said the
Like
same
it
shit
sounded like a
3
nigga
times.
like in his mirror or some shit like in a game like. Like,
like he's
actually
trying to
hype
reassure
up,
himself
like, you know what I'm
type
saying?
shit.
So,
Yeah.
And then back to the whole thing, like reuses a lot of LA shit. 25 letters on my dresser.
Yes, sir. Okay.
That's
That's not
fucking-
LA though, is it?
It's what's it called? Fucking Fat Pat or DJ DMD.
I thought
Fat
that was
Pat.
that. I thought that was the Texas dude. Fucking the. Oh my God, what's bro's name? Okay.
I can literally show you the fucking sample.
But that's the original from that, cause I know that shit's been quoted a lot, so I could be very wrong too.
That's literally this one.
Yeah, the first one that comes up is that one. Yeah. Damn, who was I thinking though? Fucking. There's this dude from Texas that's just got another song like that, but he quotes the 25 letters on my dresser, yes sir. But. Damn, yeah, you damn right. All this like really good like callbacks are just like LA shit.
So what y'all rate the album?
As an official rating. Personally, I'll go first. I'll do it first. I'm gonna hit it with. I give that album a solid 9, just through like my own. I'm gonna give it a solid.
What's the one that's lost though?
The one that's lost is like I'm not gonna give it the perfect 10 right off the bat. Like I need to give it room. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna give the first album we review and like break down all that perfect 10. I'm just gonna give it a 9. Give it some room. Also, cause
Even if it was a 10?
No, real quick.
what do you mean?
Like what if we actually had an album that was a 10? You still wouldn't give it a 10 because
but like listen, we still were able to picture the part. It wasn't like it was like, bro, I can't touch this album. Like it's untouched. It's a perfect 10. Like we still were able to break it apart and like talk about shit that was like, yeah, this was a little bit weird. Like,
but like, real
listen,
quick,
this
real
is
quick. I have
this
a
is
big-
go ahead.
this is
I have-
my
I have
personal.
a genuine
Again, this is
question.
my personal 9. I know.
I have a question though.
Like
a genuine question. So like, this is a funny thing. So MERS, the company man actually talked about this. So when this album came out, basically a lot of Pitchfork, a lot of niggas basically kind of did the same thing you did, right? Where they're basically like, I'm just gonna give this shit a 9 or a 9.5, kind of because you want to be safe and you kind of want to protect your word. And I 1000% I understand that, and you also don't want to start off too high. But at the same time, it's also like you can hear some off rip and be like, that bitch a classic. Like I don't like niggas shouldn't feel like damn, I need to give this bitch 5 years. It's like actually realistic. When niggas in the 90s heard some of the Nas shit and heard some of they shit, they realistically they were like, nah, that bitch a classic.
Yeah.
But when the younger niggas do it, they say, oh, give it time, because they just young niggas who want their own nostalgia in a sense. So it's like, bro, you can hear a fire ass album and be like, bro, that bitch a 10 out of 10.
But also,
you know what I'm
listen,
saying? It's not gonna devalue your opinion or nothing.
I
the
get
next
that.
one, you know what I'm saying?
But we're rating the deluxe. If we're going off the original album, no extra songs, that's a 10. That is like a piece of like art, perfect 10. We're talking about after it blew up, deluxe song stacked on top of it with the Jay-Z feature. That's a 9 for me. I don't have like
damn,
that.
the Jay-Z feature makes it.
No.
That's what he said. I'm clicking him.
I'm just saying, like, also, I know y'all have a much more personal relationship with that album than I can say I do.
No, I mean, honestly,
So for me,
I kind of
for
even
my-
agree with you, to be real. Like, with the 9, with the deluxe, only because of, like, let's say, collect calls. The Jay-Z verse.
Exactly, like little things where
that's
you're
not my personal opinion, but I can see where you coming from if you were to give it a 9 on the deluxe.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like.
So that's why I went first. I know y'all could really get. So this is y'all go next.
10 for me.
So
10 right off the bat.
And then mine's a classic out of 10. So like.
A classic out of 10.
Classic out of 10.
No, it's a 10 out of 10. My bad. That shit confused them. So it's gonna be a strong ass 10 out of 10.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
How many letters does classic have? It's that out of 10.
Damn, now I just look like a hater in front of everybody. That's crazy.
No, you good.
No.
No, I'm joking. No.
You know what I'm saying? For the first one, we gotta start off with a fucking, masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we're talking about this album 10 years later.
Mm-hmm. It was like,
the shit is 10.
what I feel like is like our generation's masterpiece type shit. You know what I mean? Like this was new to all the old heads.
Mm-hmm.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just mean this shit that like when we're old as fuck, gonna be telling our kids about like, oh, Good Kid, Mad City, like that was a rapper right there, like shit like that. But shit, that was the episode, yo.
Yes, sir.
Oh wait,
I mean, do y'all want to do albums of the week?
Fuck albums of the week
Yeah,
this week.
so that part right there, cut.
Alright, got albums of the week. My bad. I just hit Isaac's foot, but who's gonna go first?
You know what I'm saying?
Will,
You gonna go first.
Isaac, me?
Nah, I ain't going first.
Yeah, I know Isaac's not going first. Fuck it.
Versace on. I just never goes first.
Will went first last time,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, for albums of the week. No, we forced Isaac to go first last time. Anyways, yeah. It took a minute. Then you brought up the Common album to try to distract from everything, bro.
That's right.
Yeah, no, see, he was there. Anyways, I'll go. I'll go first. Shit. So I got. It's a little more. It's a more of a current album. Just to go with the theme for me of the episode, I picked L.A. Summers with G Perico and Jermaine Dupri. That's just cause like I feel like I remember I showed you that shit. So basically, I'm gonna need y'all.
3 hours later.
Yo.
Originally, I picked L.A. Summers because that shit was a goofy ass album, and that's never. Basically, when I think of the West Coast for the most part, I think of that. No, listen. I think of cause listen, it's cause that boy is for real a gangbanger, and he be saying shit like "Go gadget my dick," like shit like that is so fucking wild to me. Kendrick is like this is real life, bro. Like this is like there's real gangbangers out here. This G Perico album is like, damn, this is the goofiest shit I've ever seen.
All right, so my album is Blank Face LP.
Yes, sir.
By Schoolboy Q.
Yes, sir.
2016. You know what I'm saying? Rep LA.
You know what I'm saying?
If you don't like the song Groovy Tony, I don't like you.
Oh wow.
That shit a banger.
Damn.
And Big Body. Oh, and John Murr. And like the rest of the album. But anyway.
Can I pick like 2 albums?
No. Why are you trying to pick 2 albums?
You tried doing that like I think last time or
yeah,
the time before that
last
too.
time too.
Like,
alright, I'm gonna go The Life of Pierre 4. I'm gonna go to Deluxe. Because the original one had bangers, stereotypes, double mint, horoscopes, juice, like all that. That like literally the lower half of the original one, fire. And then in the Deluxe, you have like Bebe's Kids, 4L, fucking Sauce Boy, Sauce Girl, and then like I'll say like TBH. I'll say the TBH and Poof.
what's that one song? Racers, I think.
Racer.
Maybe I'm thinking of.
No, Racer's on the original one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah,
that one's fire.
And then Life of Pierre, Life of Pierre 4.
All right, it's OFFRIP.
40.
Shout out
Sugar Free.
the West Coast. You feel me?
All right,
It's OFFRIP.
that was OFFRIP podcast.
Bitch.